It all started when I was reading about something where a certain tribe in the northeast of India were able to go ahead and look at some patterns of birds and they can predict earthquakes. I just couldn't help, so I just started digging on it. There is absolutely no documentation about any tribe that used movements from birds and other things to go ahead and predict the earthquakes, but then that led me to go ahead and land on something called as Brihad Samhita, which was an ancient Indian book written by Varahamihira, who happens to be an ancient astrologer and astronomer and a knowledgeable man who happened to write a book called Brihad Samhita in the 6th century. Now, in that book, there is a chapter dedicated to how you can go ahead and predict earthquakes. I don't know if we even rely on those methods anymore, but it clearly says that there are certain things that you can go ahead and look at to predict earthquakes, like unusual movements from the birds suddenly going silent, and unusual flying patterns, and weird noises that animals make, and weird movements from animals and their behaviors, like cattle and elephants. It is also possible that alterations in the water levels in lakes and rivers, which is abnormal, could also be an indication to go ahead and predict that there may be earthquakes. There are certain geological patterns, like seeing cracks on the surface of the earth and enormous amount of heat being emitted, and changing colors in the skies, and clouds being in the form of mountains, which could just go ahead and burst and pour like they're angry. And these apparently are some of the indications that can give us a heads up before earthquakes. Is it possible that any of these things could be true in the 21st century? Is it okay to go ahead with the indications prescribed in a 6th century book? That's something to think about. Stay tuned, we will talk about a lot more things like this. This is TV and my name is Casey.